Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we have another Japanese whiskey on the cask. Yeah, and this is the Nikka Blended. And we do know Nikka from the Oaky distillery and the Miyagikyo distillery. Miyagikyo distillery is near Sendai, and the Oaky distillery is near Sapporo on Hokkaido. Hokkaido is the island north of the main island of Japan, and Sendai is on the main island of Japan, just, 4 hours north of Tokyo. And this year is a slightly peated malt and also some coffee still grain whiskey. So the slightly peated malt will probably be from the Oaky distillery on Hokkaido, and the coffee still grain whiskey will be from the Miyagikyo distillery. And unfortunately, I have never seen the coffee stills at the Miyagikyo distillery. I've been at both of their distilleries and seen all of the pot stills, but I've unfortunately never seen the coffee stills. But I have to say, coffee stills are not that impressive. They are impressive, but they are not so great to look at. The pot stills are really nicely shaped always and polished, and they just represent the business so well. And if you like Japanese whiskey, I've done both of the videos. They are all on the channel. Just look for Miyagikyo Distillery and Oaky Distillery. And the Oaky Distillery is just so nice to look at because the Oaky Distillery is directly fired. So at their distillery, there's a guy coming every 5-10 minutes, and he takes a shovel and takes 2 shovels or 5 shovels of coal and shovels it on the pot still to have it fired. And everybody is standing there and looking at that guy, and he's just shoveling it into the pot still. It's just very, very nice. Yeah. Let's just say let's go to the Nikka Blended part. The whiskey mentality in Japan is a bit different to the mentality of, let's say, Scotland or America. In Scotland and America, the master of the distillery, the highest honor is the master distiller, who produces the whiskey, and then it is matured in the warehouse, and then you have a good whiskey. In Japan, the master distiller or the distilling team produces whiskey to the specifications of the blender. The blender requires the distiller to make this and this whiskey, and then it's matured in the warehouse, and the warehouse manager has to listen to the master blender, because the master blender has the vision of the perfect whiskey, and then you produce a lot of variety, so he has the choice to make the perfect blend. So the Japanese don't really believe in all that. They do believe in the production of fine quality, but they believe that through the blending process they can reach perfection. And that's why a blend is not like, it's just a blend in Japan, but a blended whiskey. There's someone with a vision behind that. So that's a very different mentality in Japan. So what else is there to say? It's a 40% ABV. That's 80 proof for all the American guys, and it's a nicely shaped bottle. It's a bit of a short guy, and he has some handles on the side where you can put your fingers in. Just grab it, but I think my hand is too big for that. Okay. They actually have written on it how to open it. How nice. But I think it's a screw cap. Yeah, maybe it's a plastic screw cap. There's definitely some fruit in there. Smells like peaches, apples, pears. There's quite some sweetness going on, with a bit of a hint of milk chocolate. Oh, there's a lot going on in the smell. That's the thing with blended whiskey. You can really put complexity in here, because they don't even just blend like one spirit from one distillery and one spirit from another distillery. They have a lot of different recipes, and they write it all in on the cask or store it in their electronic system, what kind of material they've used. Like they have a heavy blend, a medium blend, a light blend. So when you then blend them together, you do have more of the darker or heavier tones in the whiskey, and then you have the lighter tones in the whiskey. And for you as a consumer, it's relatively nice to have that complexity in your glass, and then try to find out all of the different flavors that the master blender has put in for you. So there's definitely chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, some apple, some fruitiness, definitely some red apple. It's a bit dominant here. Oh yeah, but also some flowers. Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. It's a smooth one. When you have it in your mouth, it's very soft, mellow. When you swallow it, you do get a whiff of smoke. I didn't have it in the nose at all, but when you swallow it, you do realize, oh, there's a bit of peatiness in there, a bit of peat smoke in there. And now in the finish, you do get a bit more darker tones, a bit more oaky notes, a little bit more bitter chocolate. The milk chocolate is gone. Now you have a bit of a bittersweet chocolate there. Some almonds. I would say roasted almonds. Combines nicely with the peat smoke. Ooh. Yeah. The second sip was, when you have it in your mouth, I had it in my mouth, it was very similar to the first sip. It was very smooth, very light, very sweet. But immediately after I swallowed, it turned into the more rough tones, like bittersweet chocolate, a bit of coffee, cacao, a bit more oakiness, a bit of bittersweet notes, faster. So the second sip is definitely a very strong one. Then it's turning from a very light whiskey into a very dark and heavy whiskey. You really have to like the heavy and the oaky notes if you want to get into the Nikka Blended, because the finish and the aftertaste is very heavy. Yeah, I still have it right now, so the aftertaste is also very long. Wow. Incredible. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video interesting, then please feel free to share it with your friends, and see you next time.